Sophie, first of all, good morning. How are you? And tell us about today's event, a challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun. We came out here with a couple golfers, with Maria and Maja, and we did a crossbar challenge. So I think that's pretty typical in soccer. They tried to hit it with 18 yards out using a soccer ball, and I did the golf club thing. Very interesting. I got very close actually, but Maja won the whole thing, and then we went further back. They used the golf clubs, and I think that felt super weird for them trying to aim at something that's like, yeah, horizontal instead of vertical. But no, it was a lot of fun, and it's always great getting to know other athletes.
Is this kind of event fun? I mean, it takes you out of your normal routine, right? And it's a challenge mentally and physically. I'm sure it's fun. That's part of life too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is fun. I think you can definitely see why we got to where we are, why we're all pro athletes, and it's because we're ultra competitive. Even when it's not our sport, we wanted to win, so it was definitely fun.
Let's talk a little bit about the team this year, how it's going, and in particular with you. I've seen you being flexible. One of the things we talk about on our broadcast is how flexible you are in making the team a priority. What I mean by that is now you're playing center back, maybe not necessarily what you would love to play. By the way, you're doing a great job. Give that advice to all athletes. You've got to be flexible, right, to help the team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important. Team first mentality. I think that's my mantra. I don't put me out wide though. I am not built for speed. Let me tell you that. But no, anything the team needs, if I can help them in a certain way, I'm there for it. We've had a couple pregnancies in the back line, some injuries. So I've been fortunate enough that I've been able to fill that hole. It's definitely a different position, stressful, but you got to make it your own. And I think that's one of the strengths of mine as a player, and probably why I've had the career I had, is because of my utility and understanding of the game and being able to play in different positions, fill different roles. And I think that's super important, not just for your career, but also just as a smart soccer player, footballer, to understand the game completely. And hopefully I won't be needed there much longer, but you never know, whatever the team needs. I would love for there to be a deficit in forward and go there. Yeah.
As a former defender, I say, look, defense is not a dirty word. What I mean by that is we need 11 players on the field. Central defender, you've got to have your line moving. How do you motivate them, and how do they trust you to say, guys, we're moving up, and regardless of what happens? It's a lot of work with your, in this case, maybe 3 other defenders, right?
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of communication, making sure that the line is together. We're moving together as a unit. Our distances aren't too far apart. Yeah. And I think usually like the back line is one of the last lines of defense. So we're yelling a lot to the people in front of us. That's super important. We're keeping the team tight. And I think it's also exciting that most of the time we also get to start the attack. We got to make sure that we're getting the balls up the field so that our attackers can do their thing.
And behind you, by the way, you've got an amazing goalkeeper in Jane, but there's communication with her too, right? I mean, she and you are an extension of each other in many ways. At the very last, will be Jane behind you. Talk to us about that communication, and also she's just been brilliant this season so far.
Yeah, Jane is phenomenal. She stands on her head. Game in, game out for us, saving balls, insane. She's just so talented and gifted, and I think what you don't know about her, well, probably do if you follow her on Instagram, but she puts in the work, and it shows on the field. And yeah, she's constantly talking. I think if she was mic'd up for the game, you'd hear her chatter all game long to us defense. She's probably trying to yell all the way up to the strikers if she can be heard. But no, it's so important to keep us organized, but also just checked in. She can see the entire field, and so what she sees is so important to give that communication to us.
Lastly, what advice do you have to the young people that are watching and listening, and like with Maria, golfer, they want to be here one day, and maybe giving advice to yourself 10 years ago, how can they reach the status that you guys have?
Yeah, I think a huge part of it is keeping the passion and the joy alive, why you fall in love in the game.
I like that, joy. It should still be fun, right?
Yeah, exactly. So don't lose that. But then at the same time, there's going to be bumps and hurdles. It's never the perfect journey. Every journey is special in your own. No journey's the same on how to get to the pros or wherever you want to get to. And then at the same time, don't let anyone drag you down. Don't put you in a box. Every player is different. I am not built for speed. I don't have that magical touch to beat someone, but what I am good at is reading the game, technical passer, and just making sure that you stay true to who you are and believe in yourself.
I love that. Great advice. Thank you for your time, and great to meet you.
Nice. Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much.